He has got a passion for documenting World War II history. Unfortunately, time is not on his side, as those who lived it are dying off. We would like to introduce you this afternoon to David Miller Jr. of Greenwood, the founder of the nonprofit group L&W Veterans Remembrance Society. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
But I got to ask you a question. You are a very young man. Why are you so passionate about preserving these stories from World War II?
See, it's just like what you guys told me at the very beginning was that, you know, the World War II veterans are dying off. We don't have too many World War II veterans around. And especially with a young generation like us, when the future, when there's none of them around left, you're going to have the monuments, but you're not going to have the actual stories. Yeah. I'd rather listen on a video to somebody saying that they saw their best friend died, who was literally my age. Right. And that's another thing, was that that's my age. They're like my age when they went off to war. And so the importance of that really is the connection between our ages and those people who saw trauma.
And it's not, you have a passion for World War II, but you're not just documenting from World War II, it's other wars. Yeah.
My main focus is World War II right now because of how limited the numbers are, but my other focus is going to be other wars, Vietnam, Korea. I'm eventually going to go to the newest wars like Iraq and Afghanistan, but right now they might be suffering through PTSD, and I don't want to put them through a recent what they just experienced.
Right. So how are you doing it? Tell us about the project. How are you?
So my project mainly consists of video. I record the veterans. I will ask the veterans if they call me or they text me or they'll say, hey, I would like to be recorded. And I will either ask, do you want to meet at your house or do you want to meet at a local VFW or the local library? So that way they feel comfortable. I don't want them to go to my house where they don't know what it is. Right. That they want to be able to feel comfortable within their scenario. And I will record it. Then I will personally, and I don't ask them to, they have asked me saying, can I donate money to you? And I say, I don't want it. You served our country. And so I donate it to the public libraries, wherever they are, and they put it in the reference section. So that way if a child is doing a project about World War II, they can look at it.
They can look at it.
And if they went to church, they could be able to do that at their church or wherever it may be.
Now, you recently interviewed a World War II veteran, and you said like 3 weeks he passed away, but you were able to provide his family with a living memory of him.
Yes, yes. Mr. William Fleischhauer, he was a great guy. After I recorded him, which was his wife basically told his whole family that he wanted to be recorded. He wanted to be remembered. And I told him, I said, I'll help you out with that. I'll be glad to help you out with that. And so after I recorded him, I went and showed him it. He got up and gave me a hug and looked at me and said, thank you for what you're doing for us. Not many people will have that. And he said, you're the real hero. And I said, no, because of you doing those services, you give me a opportunity to be able to do something like that. And then it was 3 months after,
3 months,
after I interviewed him, he passed away.
Is that the picture that you have?
No,
who's this? Tell me about this.
So this guy, he's one of the guys that I named after, the L&W.
Oh, okay.
He is the W. His name is Mr. John Wolfe.
Okay.
And the importance of him is that he helped our family out a lot. But back in the 50s, to about 10 years after the war ended, he had a daughter, and his daughter was about my age about 10 years after the war ended. But his daughter got in a car wreck 10 years after he died, or 10 years after the war ended. Right. And then 10 years after that, his wife died of breast cancer.
Goodness.
And so they left, they left, there was like hardly any family left because, you know, different older people that have passed. And so my grandparents kind of let us, as the family, come over and be able to hang out and be able to talk to them. Yeah. And be able to and then later on, he let us inherit his items, his World War II items. Wow. But my mother was going through a photo album of his, and she was seeing it, and right next to his daughter was a picture of her.
All right. Well, how can the community help you with this?
Yeah. The community can help me in 3 very important ways. Number 1, I have a meeting coming up on Friday, April 5th at 6 p.m. at the Greenwood Library. And they can be able to help me being able to help form, because I feel like actions are much better than, you know, talking about it. And I feel like that the bigger the groups, the much better you can be able to have in helping out with with being able to record as much veterans as possible, but in the respect that they need. Another way is that if you are a veteran and you want to be recorded wherever you are, I want to be able to help you out with that. And I have an email that that I can be able to that they can email me
Right.
for that.
Make contact with you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The L&W Veterans Remembrance Society, this is the L. We are going to meet the W coming up in just a few moments. You do not want to miss that.